Good afternoon, my good people. This is the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions. And we got to get a real life real estate solution here because I am trying to bring on my guest again, and I'm hoping that she can join me uh, because I'm sure you all would like to hear some interesting information from someone other than just myself. So let me see if I can go ahead and get my guest locked in here. Okay. Okay. I don't have her watching yet. Marcus, let her know to get on the line. We got to get her in here. We got to get her in here. We got some good stuff to share today, and I want to make sure we're able to get her on. Let me see if I can get. I still don't see her as a viewer yet. Still don't see her as a viewer, so bear with us. Okay, still don't see her. All right, I'm still trying to get her on as a viewer. Marcus, pop in for a minute. Let me see if we can do. We'll do our test with you, Marcus. I sent you an invitation. Let's see if you can pop in real quick. Hope you got your hair done. All right, hang tight, hang tight. Uh, Come on, Marcus, come on in. We got folks coming in now, so we want to make sure we are getting things up and running. Okay, Marcus, you're not going to accept my invitation? I see you. I know you see my invitation. All right, let me see. Where is. I still don't have her on yet. Okay, we're going to hang tight for just a second. Y'all bear with us. We're live, and sometimes when we do these things live, this is how this goes. But we are going to make this work today because Mr. Nicole Hunter has some fabulous information that she wants to share with us, and I want to make sure you all have an opportunity. I want to make sure you're all able to. Okay, now it looks like you're joining in with me. Let me make sure. Let me see if I can get you there. Okay, it's not allowing me to add you. I don't know what that is. It's not allowing me to add you. I see that you're in, but yours is the only one that doesn't have the add option. Okay, and then you disappeared again. Okay. All right. I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna make this show work today. I might have to be another talking head. I know y'all want to hear some good information today, and I got a whole lot of good information to share. But I know Miss Nicole Hunter has some things that she's going to share with us that will absolutely help us in the way that we do our business, and in many cases, help us, in the way of restructuring. She's going to talk about multiple streams of income. Let me just make sure I can get her on here. All right, come on, come on, come on. Um, all right, something's happening where I can't get her to get in. All right, well, we're gonna have to make it do what it do. But I know y'all want to hear some of what she has to say. Um, And then she has an awesome, awesome, awesome event that's coming up this weekend. I want to make sure we're able to share that information with you all as well. So, we are still waiting. She's still not on our list. Okay. We're gonna have to call an audible right in the middle of the stuff, middle of the show. I was looking for Gary. Pop in. Gary, go ahead and pop in for a second if you're still with me. I want to make sure we are able to make sure what I'm doing is the right thing. Gary, I'm sending you an invitation, Mr. Gary Thompson. If you can pop in for a second and let me know if. Okay, you're not going to accept my invitation either. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's do this. I think we're getting. Okay, what's happening? Okay, there we go. Marcus. Marcus, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Uh-oh. I can't hear you. Okay, I heard something. Where's your sound? Okay, yeah, turn the camera back around. Marcus, we see your feet. We got a little bit of sound. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, you have some sound. It seems like it's going in and out. Okay, I got something.
Hello, Glenn?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah? You
Yeah,
can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. It sounds like it looks like your lips aren't in sync with what you're saying, but I guess we're gonna make it work. What happened to Nicole? We're trying to get her on.
I don't know what happened. You know, I love Nicole, but she's not the most technologically advanced.
Okay. Yeah, we were. And look, I'm not gonna put her on blast. You know, we were trying to get it, do a little test run, but
Exactly.
we couldn't get it to work.
Yeah, exactly.
But listen, we'll make it do what it does, or do what it do, I should say. I still want to get her on. I see that she's watching, but I think what's happening. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, here she is. Hold on a second. Let me see. Hold on. I think I got her. Okay, so what I'm gonna do. All right, folks, hang with us for just a second. Okay. All right, Marcus, I may have to. Let's see. I may have to get you out to bring her in.
All right, no worries.
All right, go ahead and see it because I don't see the option to get you out. Cancel. Okay, let's see. All right, Nicole. I think we got you. I think we got you coming on now. It should be sending you.
Can you see me now?
I can hear you, but I can't see you yet.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Because
Where's,
I see.
okay, there you go.
Can
There
you
you
see me
go.
now?
I can see you.
I had to use my phone. My computer wasn't cooperating. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Usually, for some reason, my computer's here. I got like three computers here, and I always use a phone because it usually works out better.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
But we got you on.
All
We
right.
got you on. That is great. That is great. You know, when we're dealing with
Okay, I'm trying to
technology,
find,
sometimes we got to do what we got to do.
and I'm trying to find the best light, so I hope this works.
Okay. Okay. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
We see how you coordinate. You got your hair, your shirt, even look, even the walls in the background all go together.
This is my home office.
Okay.
So I got it fixed up for that reason.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Look, it all goes together. Good stuff. Good stuff. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna start from the beginning again. You know, for replay purposes. Let me see. What is that line? Is that me? Okay. Well.
I think that's me. I had to close my blind.
Okay. That's
My
okay.
win-
That's okay.
okay.
I am just getting a few things set up here. So this
Okay.
is the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions. And we have someone with us today who is very solution oriented. And you certainly want to hear from her. She has a ton of information that she's going to be sharing with us. So if you're sitting and you're watching, or if you're driving, or whatever you're doing, pull over to the side of the road, get your notebook, get your pen and paper, take some notes, because she's going to be sharing some great information. And then we'll give you all an opportunity to be able to come and meet her in person to talk more in depth about some of the information she's going to be sharing today. But I won't steal her thunder. She is fabulous in her own right, and I'll just let her introduce herself a little bit.
But I won't still. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Good. Because I had to mute it on my computer, so I want to make sure everybody can hear me fine.
Okay, okay. So tell the folks who you are, what you do, and why you had to make your chair out of money because you don't have no place else to put it.
Oh, my name is Nicole Donaldson Hunter, but now I'm just officially just Hunter. I started this business with my husband probably 7 years ago. And the reason why we started getting into real estate investing was because I was originally a mortgage underwriter. So I've been in the real estate industry probably better part of 20 years underwriting mortgages. And because of the crash, so we decided to take the money that we had left and start buying real estate, and by any means necessary. And we started with joining fortune builders to give us the knowledge and the skills, possibly, and the training to know how to effectively buy properties and rehab them the correct way.
Okay, okay.
So with that said, since we started, our first project was a doozy. We lost tons of money. We didn't make any money. We held the project for over a year.
Congratulations. Now,
That's part of the business.
let me explain exactly. I was gonna say why I said it. Some people may say, "Why is he saying congratulations?" Because they lost money. But what people don't understand is that those times and situations like that, when it happens, those can unfortunately can be some of the greatest lessons that you learn in this business. So it's going to happen one way or another. I mean, you're going to pay for your education one way or another.
Exactly. And so since then, we've been just pushing along. We are down to now 8 projects that we have fully completed. I have one project that I just purchased a lot that we're getting ready to build a new construction on, and we have 2 more lots that are currently under contract waiting to close. We're just looking for the money. And we have a fix and flip that it's waiting to close, is in a short sale situation. So while all of these things and all these things are taking place, I decided to become a real estate agent.
Wow.
Since things slowed down for us this year a little bit, trying to get properties. And the reason why I decided to become an agent was because I wanted to make sure that we keep everything in-house, and so that I can have more control of my property selling
Absolutely.
and holding on to our coins. holding on to as much money as we possibly can because we are losing so much money in areas such as getting an agent involved to try to help and sell your properties.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the two things that we have under our umbrella. The third thing we have under our umbrella, we own and operate a tax office and have been for the past 10 years.
Wow.
So because of my knowledge of real estate, I'm able to educate everyone in properly filing their taxes with owning and running and operating a business. So those are just a couple of things that I have under my umbrella, which allows us to have multiple streams of income.
Okay, okay. So here's the question that I have. So you brought up something that was great that people really need to know. And that's why this is real life real estate investing. And we talk about those types of things that you don't always hear people share, where they've had issues, where things have come up, where you've had cost overruns and budgets didn't fit what you initially thought, because things happen, life happened and things came up that that have come up that you couldn't unfortunately foresee. So can you tell us, well, let's go back a little bit. So you said you've been in real estate for how long again?
I've been in real estate, Mike, 20 plus years as a mortgage underwriter. I worked for multiple lenders throughout my career, traveling as well.
That's probably one of the most important areas to work in. Because,
yes.
well, look, the money is one of the things that makes things move. So it's very important to know what happens in underwriting. So in your real estate investing, so as far as the projects that you are working on, can you give us like maybe one or two examples of what happened to cause you to, I guess, get into a situation where it seemed like it was kind of, a little bit of trouble?
Well, one, contractors. Contractors is our
Not
biggest
contractors.
Subcontractors, contractors. The one thing that I've learned is that being cheap is not going to get you your results.
Absolutely.
You're going, as an investor, you're going to have to come at some point to realize that you're going to have to pay in order to get the result that you need. Because if you don't, you're going to end up paying in the end. So being cheap up front because you want the cheaper price of framing, you're going to later pay the difference down the road because the time in the construction will show you that everything was done wrong, and then you got to rip everything out and start all over again. Then you got to pay somebody else, and now you should have hired the person who actually knows. You gotta vet these contractors out. You gotta see what they do. You got to talk to them, and if you're talking to them and they seem like they don't know what they're talking about, you got to move on, because if you don't, that would be your biggest downfall and your biggest downfit, because you got to know this business in order to even be in it. You got to know what it means to deal with a contractor. A lot of people don't know that, and that's where we come in, Glenn. We got to start educating these people on how to vet these contractors and know what it means. You know what I mean?
Yes. And my experience with that has been, it's been many. I've had many different experiences with contractors. And here's the thing. The thing I get about contractors is that they are people too. Some of them probably need more hugs than others.
Yes.
But the thing that I think investors and contractors alike have in common is, well, let me say this. We have as investors, we want to get our project done at the least amount of cost and the least amount of time, right?
Exactly.
And for me, my idea is that the contractor wants the same thing. But what happens, in my opinion, a lot of times the contractor gets in over their head with more work than they can actually handle, and they're trying to juggle everything because they want to make all the money, but they don't do as quality of work as they possibly can.
Exactly.
For the project that we want. And then there's some issues where, we're trying to get it for the least amount of price. So we'll accept that person that comes along and says, I can do it for $10,000. And the thing that contractors get us on is they know we'll get excited for the lower price. But for those people that may not know any better, it's probably bad to say, many contractors make their money on change orders. When they say, okay, it's $10,000, but when they do something that they're not supposed to do, and now you have to pay for it, it's now $12,000, and then it happens again. Now it's $18,000. And
Right.
because, you know, so that's where, you know, and they know many times they can kind of smell the uneducated person. They can kind of smell that. They can kind of see it.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, unfortunately, they're not as educated as they should be. So it's kind of a situation where I believe that we can all come together and make this thing work so that it can be smooth for everyone. But the unfortunate thing is when it's time and money involved, you're gonna always have issues with people. So,
Yep,
you
that's
know,
true. That's
it,
true. But you just got to know. You just got to know what you're working with, know what you're dealing with, to understand how this thing actually grows, how this thing actually goes. Am I still online?
yes, you are. I can see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it seemed like it went out. Okay, so yeah, that's one of the main one of the pitfalls. The second pitfall is not budgeting your project correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key element as well, is knowing the cost of what it's going to take to actually frame the entire house up based off your plans, adding additional 10%, because that is where things start going left. If you don't have that down pat, that will really mess your project up and set you back time wise, money wise, and that's where you start seeing losses too.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Well, and see, you're able to articulate those things so well. So obviously, obviously, that lesson paid off for you.
Yes, 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 yes. It's been a lot of teary nights, you
Yes.
know.
Oh, believe me,
However,
I have plenty of those. I understand.
however, in the end, it's so rewarding once you have your systems in place,
Mhm.
everything starts moving accordingly, and then you'll start seeing results. So it's
Definitely.
just a matter of having someone help you, you know, with that process.
Yes, that's very important, and I think I thank you for sharing that because oftentimes new people want to get involved and they want to do this business, but what they don't recognize, number one, I say, is that it is a business, and number two, in business, there's going to be things that come up that are beyond your control, and sometimes you just got to
Hmm.
roll with it. You know,
Hmm.
that's if you plan to stay in business anyway, because
Exactly.
I,
Exactly.
I've been in business for a little while, and I can't say that the sun hasn't shined on me every single day.
Exactly. Exactly. We just got to keep a smile and on our face and just keep pushing. We just got to keep pushing. And the one thing about this business and new investors, you can't give up.
Right.
I think I lost you for a second. I'm sorry.
Get back.
You can't, you have to keep pushing no matter how bad or how ugly it gets. You just have to keep pushing.
Yes.
And you do that with a team, not just by yourself. You have to have someone that's, you know, that you're a partner with, that you can share these experiences with, and y'all can keep going and hold your head up.
Right. 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 So you mentioned that you and your husband are doing it. How does that work out? With you guys as a team.
Well, my husband works a
Now,
full-time
now
job,
remember,
bless
this
his
is
heart.
recorded, so he's probably going to see this.
Yes. Yes. My husband works full-time, so
Okay.
he most of his time is taken. However, our ship work get everything set up for him when he comes home and on the weekends to get things rolling. He really wants to have more hands-on and more dealings, but the job has been holding him back just a little bit. But we're working on making sure I make sure that I stay very diligent with him and communicating with him with everything that's going on so that he can understand it, so that he doesn't get lost in this whole partnership. So it's hard because we're partners at home and we're partners in business. So in two businesses actually. So, you know, it's tough on him as well as us, but we make it work. You just have to work together as a team and just be a team. Regardless of him being my husband, we understand that we're partners too. So we communicate in two different ways. So most of the time when I get home, I try to cut everything off so that we can be husband and wife. And then the next
Right.
morning I get up and say, okay, now it's time to be partners. So that's kind of how it works with us.
Right. 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 So we did all that cuddling. Now it's time to ride again.
Yes. 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 But he enjoys it. He enjoys it. And he wants to show other people, you know, how to get involved in this business because he's got a lot of people he interacts with and they always ask him, can you please help us? So
Mhm.
that's where I come in, where we can start saying, yeah, we can help you.
Okay, okay. Well, that's important. I mean, it's good to know that you have balance, because it's very important to be able to maintain your sanity, at home and working together. So that's very good that you guys do that. So let's talk about the other business. You mentioned the tax business.
Yes.
Um, Now, I'll be honest, I have learned a lot over the years dealing with taxes. I've learned a lot I didn't want to learn, I didn't want to pay attention to, because I've gotten to understand that you let the experts do what the experts do.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're an expert in that field, and I've learned the different ways that people tax and different things like that. And a lot of the things that investors don't know. But what I know we talked about, one major thing is that's important is the importance of how to set up your business to be taxed the right
Mm-hmm.
way. Share a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more of that with us, if you don't mind.
Well, keep in mind too, because I was dealing with some. I'm not a tax accountant, or I'm just I am just a tax professional. Have been doing this and breeding this for many, many, many years, and don't want to become an accountant. I pass off that to a CPA. I pass that off to people that I have on that I know personally when I don't want to get involved technically. But the main important ingredient is when you start a business, you should be as an LLC, and you should have a partner. But you have to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you mind if I cut you for just a second? Because you
Yeah.
said something that's important. I want to make sure I don't want to get you off your train of thought, but I want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure some people may not know the difference between a tax professional and a CPA. Do you mind real quick, kind of, giving us the train, that what's the difference in those two?
A tax professional didn't go to school and learn how to file tax returns. You're just simply a specialist in filing. I mean, in preparing returns, whether it's on an individual basis or on a business basis. A CPA goes to school. They have their license as a CPA, and there's attorneys that also that are CPAs. Those are the ones that can actually go and stand up in front of the IRS court and fight on your behalf. As a tax professional, I do not get that liberty to be able to stand in court. However, I can prepare all the documents and get all the documents prepared for that individual to stand up in court should they be audited. I can do all those things, but I cannot represent them. That's the difference between the two. A CPA and then a tax accountant and an attorney are the only three people that can actually represent the client up against the IRS in court should they go that far.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Well, you work on the front end, so they don't have to go that far. So you're saving the money across the board anyway. So
Yes.
very good.
And also CPAs have the liberty to charge a lot more than I
Exactly.
charge. I mean, for example, for a corporate return, that's anywhere between $1,500 to $3,500, depends on what that CPA is doing for that client. For us, we keep it simple. Our business tax returns are anywhere from $499 to $899, and I don't think I've ever have gone over $800 charging a client. But it's a lot of work and it's a lot of detailed work. So I have to get clients educated and understand that it's just not us simply clicking a button. We have to really prepare our minds and understand what your situation is in order to file you correctly, and to try to give you all your tax deductions that you so deserve or so really needing to have in order to make sure your business is being filed correctly. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot, but we don't charge nearly as much as an accountant or a CPA. So.
Good. Okay.
But I enjoy it, and I enjoy educating, because you just won't believe how many people out here that don't file, mm-hmm. are afraid to file, and don't understand how to file. So that's when they come to me, and I get a lot of referral-based business. A lot of people are referred to me. So I sit down with them and I go through every single thing with them line by line, and all of that takes time. And once that is done and they get them straight, they're so very happy, and they stay on the straight from that point on. They won't go left anymore.
Okay. So what happens if someone doesn't file?
Now, today, the IRS now is doing audits based on W-2s or 1099s being submitted from different vendors, different job vendors. When that happens, they run an audit to see if those individuals have filed in the past 3 years. So what's happening now is they're getting letters saying, hey, you haven't filed in 3 years. And that's when people reach out to me and say, hey, I need to file. The IRS is getting ready to audit us.
Mhm.
So that's happening quite more now than it ever has happened before, because people was able to go years without filing.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. So that means that we can't do like our president and not show our tax returns or anything.
No, no,
We'll get away with
no,
that.
not at all.
So we have to get
Not
a
at all.
president to be able to get away with stuff like that. Huh?
Yes, yes. But, speaking of the president, the new tax deductions that he put in place for 2018, it's not as bad as everybody think. The one thing that was given to us is, as a business, there is a tax deduction that you can take, and it's called qualified business income deduction. That allows you to deduct up to 20% of the income that you at your company actually produce that won't be hit with taxes. So those are one of the areas that some people don't know that my system automatically does for me. I'm grateful for that, but I always take a look at that to make sure that my business clients take that deduction, and that deduction is based on certain criteria. So to get into that, we have to do another show, because there's a whole bunch of areas that I would have to get into to know if they qualify for that business deduction and
Yeah.
business income deduction. It's huge.
So it's not automatic just because you're in business. There, like you said, there has to be certain criteria that has to be met.
Certain types of businesses, yes.
Okay.
But as real estate investors, yes, we get to take it.
Oh, really? Oh, so as real estate investors, do we automatically get to take it?
It's not automatically. It's based on how much income is actually being reported, and then it goes down from that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that won't count for me then.
Well,
so
if I was able to take it, you're going to be able to take it.
oh, really? So now you said based on the amount of income that's reported. What if you don't report as much income? We'll say like $30,000 or $25,000.
Well, then more than likely you might be able to get 20% off of that, but I'll have to take a look at that. I'm not really sure. Every person's situation is different, so I can't really say yes, you'll be able to take it. But if I take a look at it and see what you reported and what you didn't report it, then I can tell you yes, you can take that deduction.
Okay. Okay. So for the purpose of taxes, my business doesn't make any money.
So does everyone.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So how should we be setting up our business? You said we should have LLCs. Is there a certain type of way we should be doing that as business owners?
Well, I encourage people to set up an LLC, and then I encourage people to set up S corps on an individual basis. And what I mean by that, when you set up your LLC, you're setting LLC up in the name of the business. Then you should set up an S corp business name for you personally. And the reason why I suggest that is because that allows you to be taxed once. So once your LLC is filed and you shift the income that you say you made, it will only go to your personal return one time and taxed one time. So you're not going to be taxed on a corporate level and on a personal level. You'll be taxed just one time based on what is noted on your corporate return. If you designate yourself as an S corp, which you only have 90 days to do that once you establish your LLC.
Oh, okay.
I have been very fortunate to get exceptions to that rule for my clients that have gone past the 90 days, but it doesn't always happen. But I'm able to go back to IRS and say, due to unforeseen circumstances, they did not change their destination. Could you please allow this exception? And they do. So then we can go back and I can refile their taxes and then have everything done where they only be taxed once.
Mm. I think I may have one that I set up for my son that I don't think I did. Okay, but I'm telling everybody my business. We'll talk about that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yes.
So what happens? So as a business, I'm set up as a business. I'm doing whatever kind of business, and I don't show much income. How does that affect me with being able to get like business credit, or is that something that you even get involved in at all?
When showing no income, it's not going to get you anything. It's not going to get you a mortgage. It's not going to get you any loans. It's not going to get you anything. I understand that you can only have it one or two ways. Either you report income and pay taxes on it, or you report no income and not able to be qualified for any future business loans or anything of that sort. So my thing is, I ask the question, what are you doing next year? Are you buying a house? And if they say yes, then I'm like, well, then you're gonna have to pay taxes on your income.
Mhm.
So that means that we're gonna report all of your income and less expenses to show that you are generating a income for that year. And typically I keep it at in an area between 65 to 75,000.
Okay.
That's going to be a very high tax amount, but you either pay now or you pay later, and it's the way I look at it. You pay now or you pay later. Which way you want to go?
Exactly.
So that's how I educate my clients.
So would they have to have 2 years of income reported, or 1 year if they're looking to apply for like home loans or things like that?
They look for 2 years, and it has to be continuous,
Got
and
it.
it has to show that it's continuing.
Okay.
2 years.
Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's, they made all their money. So for example, somebody started the business early. Would it matter if it's early this year and they made all their money in the fourth quarter, and we'll say they made, $75,000 in the fourth quarter? That doesn't matter as long as it's the same type of business.
Long as it's in the same year, and it shows that your income is increasing. Yes.
Okay.
It's when you report $75,000 in 2018 and then report 20,000 in 2019 that it becomes a problem.
Right.
So they show that the business is taking a loss. Therefore, they may not even continue to get you qualified for a mortgage, because it's hard for them to be able in their guidelines to show that the income is going to be continuing when you're showing a loss.
Got it. Okay. So is there any significant difference? So how about if it's $75,000 this year and it's $175,000 the next year? Does that raise any type of red flag at all?
No, you're golden. You're golden. You're good. You're good to go there, because then they're seeing that your business is actually running and it's making money.
Got it. Now, so it would be based on the 75,000, the initial $75,000 on them, based on the amount of house that they would be able to afford, or
yes.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yes.
And I don't want I'm just thinking it from a tax perspective. I'm thinking of questions that people may have.
I think I lost you. I lost you for a second. Are you there?
Are you there?
Okay. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
So typically, this 55,000 a year would probably get you a house under 200,000.
Okay.
So I try to keep it simple around that number. But if you're trying to get into a house over 200,000 and plus, you would need to keep your income somewhere between 65 to 75,000. And let's hope you don't have a whole bunch of other debts like cars, credit cards, and stuff like that. That would decrease that DTI is what they call DTI amount in order to qualify to buy a home. Yeah. But, as hard money lenders, that don't even matter. If you're trying to buy a house in that direction, that don't matter. But if you're trying to solely buy houses and hold them, that's going to matter, because I'm in that situation now. I'm trying to hold one of my properties. And they do have stated income loans out there, but you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay a very high interest rate for that.
Okay.
Where you can state your income and not prove it.
How high of an interest rate would you say?
But 9% and up.
Okay. And that's and just for context for people that are watching, and of course, basically, I'm quite a bit familiar with what you're saying. I'm asking these questions because I'm sure that there are people that are watching that will be curious about these things. Hopefully, we get some people on that will ask some questions. So if you guys got questions, please feel free to go ahead and ask. And please like and share.
I see a lot of people has joined.
Yes.
I see. Hey, Donna.
Okay.
Hey, Marie. Hey, Patrice. Hey, Zena.
There are quite a few.
Oh, I see somebody named Tyson on here, and Will. Hey, Wilson. There's a lot of people on here that's joined.
Superstar Wilson. Superstar
Wilson. I'll see you tonight, Wilson. We're going to get some money talking.
Yeah. So I want to, and there's Sean Jefferson, Sean Marie Jefferson, Michael Parks.
Kelvis Ross.
All right, folks. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
How y'all tried to talk to us. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I know with your underwriting background as well as tax background, it kind of helps with being able to educate people about these types of things when they're looking to get into positions to buy and hold properties. I know that's kind of my transition now. I'm doing mine a little bit differently. But my transition now is more buy and hold as opposed to the whole fix and flip model that I was doing. So it's very important that people know that this is something that they need to be mindful of when getting to the position of looking at buying and holding in our changing market because people are transitioning there. What would be some of the other things that you would say that people need to be mindful of? You mentioned DTI. So kind of explain to us what DTI is and how, what percentage of DTI, if you will, and how that affects being able to get qualified for a certain amount of mortgage.
Well, of course, going full doc allows you to get a lower interest and qualify with the lower interest rate if you go full doc. Full doc simply means you will have to present all of your income and assets to be verified by the lender. The most important thing is your credit. Your credit score also is going to drive that interest rate as well. You got to make sure you keep your credit and inquiries down to a very basic and minimum in order to get the best bang for your buck. I think I lost track here for a second on the question. Hold on, let me get my thoughts back. DTI.
Yes.
So DTI is debt to income ratio. Basically, what that simply means is they take what a monthly mortgage will predict it to be, plus all of your debt, which will be your car payments, your credit card payments, any other type of installment loans, any other mortgages you may have. And they compile all that into one monthly amount and divide that by your annual income. Typically on full doc, depending on who the lender is, it's going to be, and if it's conventional, it's the standard. You have to keep your DTI below 36% total. Okay. So it's 30% of your annual income.
Oh, wow. That's gotten quite a bit low, huh? It used to be like 50 something, didn't it?
But now there's programs out there that do allow up to 50%, but it's based on your extenuating circumstances. There are lenders that can actually work that out. Okay. But you know, the cost to do that is going to be a little bit bigger as well.
Okay.
Now they are doing stated loans. Stated loans is out here where you don't have to prove, your income and assets. I'm doing right now.
Well, this will be for a secondary home, right? This wouldn't be a primary mortgage situation.
Well, I've seen it done on primaries right now. I'm seeing it happen just a little bit. Now, okay. But yeah, secondary homes and investment properties, they are allowing stated doc, where you can state your income and state your assets. I even heard, my friend is here visiting from California, and she's actually working with a bunch of lenders, with loan officers, and they now have a no income, no asset documentation again. So it is coming back, guys. So
a sign of the times.
Yes, it's coming back. I don't know how far they're going to let it go, but it is coming back. But as a business owner, it's kind of hard to always be able to come and produce income documentation as far in your assets, because your assets are going to go up and down constantly as a real estate investor. So going stated doc is the idea when trying to get qualified for loans, and even if you want to buy and hold a property. It's going to be the best way. You're going to pay a high interest rate, because I'm in the process of now refinancing, and I just negotiated a rate down to 7.9%. 7.9%.
Okay.
But they're charging me 4.5 points to do it.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say, first of all, I want to say, oh, Nina's making her way back around here. Come on home, Nina. Come on home.
Yeah. Yep. They are.
But I say to that, for the ability to be able to get in a position to purchase a property where you don't report income or assets, there's going to be some costs. I mean, there should be expected to be some costs associated with that. That's of the mindset of, where we used to have this idea back in the day where, people were talking about 15 to 16% to be able to buy investment properties. And I remember people saying, wow, 15% is a lot of money to pay, but I'm thinking like, and this is where your credit really didn't matter. Your income didn't matter. None of those things mattered. And you were still able to purchase a property, at 15% interest on money. And, a lot of people had issues with that, but understanding that you'd be able to get yourself in position to do something where your current situation might not have otherwise allowed you to be able to do, it's worth the cost. You know, so to
Mm-hmm.
be able to get a property with no income and no assets, I need people to understand how huge that is, because we walked the dog with that thing back in 2004 and 5.
But just remember now, that's just you stating your income and stating your assets without having to show proof. That's all that really is, so that people
Right.
understand that you just put it on the application that you have the income, you have the assets without them having to go back and verify it.
Now,
So
does that require bank statements or anything like that? Well, that would be assets.
yeah, well, it's like some of the loans now are requiring copy. Like I had to reduce copy of my bank statements for this stated program that I had.
Mhm.
But they're just simply looking for 6 months reserves. Now, somebody just mentioned here, Nina mentioned that you 20% down on investment property. You're absolutely correct. So that's going into the program that you and I are supposed to be discussing on Saturday, the funding
Right, right, right.
to get into doing investment property so that they can have the 20% down.
Right, right, right. Yeah, and see, that's why I kind of push this in this direction, because I know that with talking about these programs and the no income, no asset type of situations, having something like what we're going to be discussing as as the unsecured funding is something that would certainly be able to put people in position to be able to
Hmm.
purchase multiple properties where they'd have that
Hmm.
20% down that what they would need. Um, so this is huge. I think
Yes.
to,
We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna
We'll
have
see what happens.
I think I might have to call on Nina again.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, not,
those were the days.
not you, Nina. Nina's watching. Not you, Nina. Nina is
That,
the name of
yeah,
the
not you,
program.
Nina. No income, no assets, Nina, is
Right,
what we're
that's the name of the
talking about.
program. Now, if you got something you want to contribute, Nina, we'll certainly accept that as well.
Somebody's asking, can we do cash out refinance with stated doc? The answer would be yes. I'm doing one right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I'm working on right now.
What's the credit requirement on that?
They pulled my score. I think you have to have a 660 credit score for
Oh,
that loan
okay.
type.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody asked that question as well. I think Sean asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Michael Park said he needs one of those stated loans. You got the person on the line to get it done for you, Mike.
It looks like, Nina, are you doing loans? Because I think she's doing loans.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's see. Well, I don't know that Nina does loans, but okay.
But if not, we do have someone that can get it done, Michael. So we'll definitely send that information to you.
Got it, got it. Okay. And okay, you said he needs that lender. And Nina said she's here for it all.
Yes. Oh, okay. That's what I misunderstood for
Oh, okay.
sure.
Okay. Nina's an investor, so she knows quite a bit
Okay.
about some of the programs. Okay, so
Okay.
now you're not doing loans, are you? I just want to make sure.
No, no, I have brokers that I work with. I have several brokers that I'm working with right now, several.
Okay, okay,
So I keep it open because if one can't do it, another can. Just remember that, y'all. One no means three yeses.
absolutely, absolutely. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Okay, and
But I can refer brokers out. I can definitely refer brokers out to investors.
okay, okay. So Nina says she just retrieved all stated loans for herself and Callie. Okay, good stuff. Good
Yep,
stuff.
me too. I use a California broker too, Nina. Yes.
Okay, all right.
But
So let's.
California brokers have way more loan programs.
Oh, really? And they'll do it in all states.
Yep.
Really?
Georgia especially. You're looking at them, been working with me.
Okay. So, and then here's what we'll do. We'll reserve the time for people to reach out to you, and you can share that information with them if that's okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that'll work.
All right. So let's talk about. Mike said, "I like that one no, three yeses."
Yes, I do too.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk a little bit more about what we're going to be discussing on Saturday. And first of all, let me tell
Okay.
these folks, I am extremely excited that we get a chance to share this information. It's been something that I've shared a few times, but I think more people need to understand the power of what it is that we're going to be sharing, and how it can certainly put people in position to be able to get a whole lot more accomplished with just, position themselves credit wise and income wise where they can actually,
Mm-hmm.
do a whole lot more. So
Mm-hmm.
let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be talking about on this coming Saturday from 11
Okay.
11 to 1:30 or 11. What time is it again? What time? I can't remember.
It's it's from 11 to 1 on Saturday in East Point at my office.
Okay, okay. 11 to 1. Let's go ahead and share that address with them. We can probably type that in as well.
Okay. The address is 1602 West Cleveland Avenue, and
You
it's in
right there
East
typing
Point. I'm
slow.
putting it in here too. East Point, Georgia, 30344. It's from 11 to 1 on Saturday. Glenn, Marcus, Merritt, and myself will be hosting How to Get Funding. Take it from there, Glenn.
Well, here's what I tell the folks. First of all, I get an opportunity to share the stage. I'm just gonna be like a small speckle in these great big spotlights.
Okay, okay.
To share the spotlight with you guys, you and Marcus, whom I have a ton of respect for, to be able to share some information with folks. That's all what I'm all about, is sharing information with people to show them how they can bridge the gap between doubt and done, is what I like to call it. Most people say, oh, that can't be done, or that's hard to do. And, but what most of the time I realize is many people don't understand what's available to them. What we're going to be talking about a bit more is an unsecured funding program, where we can help you get up to $300,000 or more in cash with just a minimum 660 credit score. Now, of course, it can work for self-employed people, but more importantly, more than anything, we like to see it. We'd like to see people who are employed to be able to go and qualify for the program, because what's happening with this being unsecured funding, let me make sure I emphasize what that is. This is basically people that we partner with, people and companies, lenders, credit unions, banks and all that, we partner with, that will give you money based on your credit and your signature. Like, you can't get your cousin to loan you $20 without letting them hold something. And these people, what they're doing is they're giving you up to $300,000 just by signing your name.
Okay.
And what that puts you in position to do is these types of no income, no asset programs allows you. So, for example, if you got $200,000 and you wanted to do 5 or 6 of these properties where you had to do the 20% down, you'd have that money to be in position to go and purchase 5 properties.
Right.
Whereas otherwise, you might not have had that cash to be able to do something like that. And people understand that cash is king, but they don't get that credit is power. And if you have credit, you can get cash, which puts you in position to create additional assets that will give you, multiple income streams, and that's something I know we're going to be touching on as well. But I just want to make sure people understand the power of this program. And we have a couple folks that are on. I won't shout them out. So a couple folks that are watching that have actually gone through the program and have been able to accomplish, some of the things that we're talking about in terms of, being able to get the funding to buy other properties and things like that. So certainly come out this Saturday and check us out. We're going to be, I like to call it showing people how to turn their FICO into a fortune.
Looks like we got someone named Sean is asking, will we be showing how to increase credit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I'll touch on that a little bit as well. So the FICO into a Fortune program that is something that it's been a brainchild of mine for a little while, and I've actually taken some people through it. The FICO into a Fortune program basically starts at the credit, right? If you're not in position to have the credit to get the funding, that's where you want to start, right? You want to start with getting your credit in order, and that's a conversation that I'll certainly be sharing as well for those people that are interested. How to get your credit to the position to be able to get funding in order to be able to go into being what I like to call a real life real estate investor. We have so many conversations with our what we'll call them our gurus. I guess that's the name that we come to know by. They tell people they can get in, start started in real estate with no money, no credit. And I don't deny that. I don't say that that's not possible, because it is quite possible. Because it doesn't have to be your own money, and it doesn't have to be your own credit. Right?
That's right.
You might know somebody that has a 660, or you might know someone that has some cash that will partner with you based on your experience and knowledge to help you accomplish what you wanted to get done.
That's right.
But
that's right.
Certainly, we want to definitely have that conversation to show people how to become. What I say, why I say they're real life real estate investors, because they're investing for the long haul, and they're not flipping, one or two properties here and there just to get some quick cash.
Right. Right. It looks like someone asked, is there a name to this program?
Does this program have a name? The program that we're doing this Saturday is, I'm supposed to know this.
Me and you both.
Look, where's Marcus when you need him? Marcus,
Marcus, tell him what the name of the program is.
Marcus knows the name of the program.
Yes, Marcus knows the name of the program.
Yeah, so he'll tell us about what it is in a minute.
In just a second. Oh, he says it's called Show Me the Money.
Show Me the Money, right? That's what it is.
Show Me the Money. That's the name of the program.
Nicole, we should have known that.
So we're going to be getting into more details on Saturday. We're just kind of introducing what the parts that's going to be talked about on Saturday. So we'll be able to give you guys more details on Saturday. But it's the Jabari Team Capital Partners, that's you, Glenn, that we're affiliated with, that's going to help educate people how they can get a line of credit through his resources.
Yes. So
all we can say is show up on Saturday and, be there for the few hours to hear how we can help you get money to start your project. Yeah. Start your first project, and how we can help joint venture with you on that first project to make sure you get all of the skills and knowledge and not fail on your first project.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you said something important. I want to make sure folks get that. Now, we're telling you the what. The how is what you need to come and find out.
Exactly. And so we won't have to get into detail on this phone call, on this live.
Right.
Come Saturday to hear everything that we just threw out to you today.
Right. And you'll have some experienced people in the room that, even if you have no knowledge of real estate investing, credit, money, or any of that, if you have no knowledge of that, you'll have some, well-qualified people in the room to be able to share with you how to get from A to Z and 1 and 2 and 3 and beyond, so certainly come out, and hear what's going on with that.
We got a person who's asking, will 1099s qualify them for a line of credit?
That's going to depend on your credit. Now, for those types of programs, we like to see you have a 720, honestly, or above. But if you have a 700, then we can certainly work with you on making that happen.
So from what I'm hearing, 1099 is going to.
I think I lost you for a second. Yes. Okay. So. And just to answer that question, the major difference between, and we want to see the credit stronger, because the 1099, for those of that are self-employed, that's going to take what we like to do is we like to get you done within 5 to 7 days. But for the people that are self-employed, it takes a little bit longer because they have to go through what's called the 4506 T.
Okay.
You be the tax person, you can explain to them what that is.
A 4506 T is just a transcript that's being ordered by the particular person or line of credit person, which will be a lender, that need to actually verify your actual income.
Right.
So it's a process.
Yes. So that process takes a little bit longer. So, and we're not afraid of them. We like to get you money quicker. We try to get it done within a week as opposed to 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
And that's really the major difference. So your credit would more than likely need to be stronger, because some people do some stuff in the middle of those processes. You ever had somebody go and get a credit card when you're trying to get them qualified for a house?
Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing everyone come out on Saturday.
Definitely. And you said that there was going to be this is probably, you know, I'm gonna say this about some of the folks that I know. This not everybody, maybe one or two people, but they know a whole lot of people that they share with.
Yes, yes.
Something about there being refreshments that might get people to come out just for the refreshments.
Well, we do plan on having some water,
Yes,
but no.
plenty of water.
But no, we are going to set up some refreshments. We're going to do something simple. Will be some snacks and some drinks. So you will be able to network with, you know, having a few cocktails, maybe. We'll see. Maybe.
But listen, the value, and how much does it cost to get in?
Free.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free 99. Free 99.
Free knowledge. Free knowledge is the best source of knowledge.
Right.
It's what you do with it when you leave.
Absolutely. So we shared that, the folks, they'll see the value of what we're talking about and they'll be there. We know we can count on them being there. But let's get a little bit more back into, let's see what our time. I think we probably a little bit over.
Yeah, I think we're out of time here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we are out of time. Like I said, can my wife fix a plate when she comes? Of course, we know your wife gonna eat when she gets there. Don't you tell her I said that either, Mike. All right, so let's tell the folks. Let's go ahead and tell the folks first of all how to get in contact with you when they want to get some information about getting their taxes and things in order, and then let's share with them again the address of this weekend and what time we're going to be there.
Okay, so my business name for the tax office is United Tax Service. The event is being held at that office, which is located at 1602 West Cleveland Avenue, East Point, Georgia, 30344. Also, the business contact phone number is 1-800-682-9128. This is typically my off season, so should you not get me, leave a message and I will return all calls within 24 hours. I will respond to all calls within 24 hours. And you can also set up an appointment on our website, which is www.uts, U as in Ursula, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, -tax.com. And you can also request an appointment through our website.
Good stuff. Okay, listen, I want to say thank you very much for sharing your time. I know you're busy. I know you all have to be running to an appointment. That's why I had to make sure I looked at the time. So thank you for taking time out of your day to share with the folks today. It was great information for me. I learned something. I'm probably going to be showing a little more income on my taxes one of these days.
Let's do a part 2 next week, maybe, to kind of give the results of what happened on Saturday.
Let's do that. And we know for those people that are out of town, I know Nina's in California. We'll make a special for the people that are out of town. We'll stream it for the people that are out of town. For y'all that are here in Georgia, y'all can't see it. Y'all got to come to Georgia. Y'all got to come and see it. So listen, I don't want to keep you any longer. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. Look forward to seeing you all on Saturday, where we're going to blow the roof off the place, sharing this information. For those of you that are interested in learning how to have us show you the money, we're going to scream on the phone like, Jerry Maguire did and show you the money. Come out this Saturday, bring your thinking caps, bring your open mind, and you don't really have to bring your checkbooks this time. We're going to show you how to fatten them. And
bring your business cards. Bring your business cards. Yeah.
All right. That's our time. This is Real Life Real Estate Investing, where we talk about real life real estate situations, where we bring you real life real estate solutions. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Have a good day.